it's time to crash.
All right. What is your favorite Thanksgiving song?
Song? I only know one.
There is a Thanksgiving song?
And it's like from my childhood. Mr. Turkey, run away, run away. If you are not careful, you will be a mouthful Thanksgiving Day.
I was like,
all right.
I don't know any Thanksgiving songs. And you know how when you were a kid and they had you make the turkey out of your hand?
Yep.
I rebelled and I turned mine into a dinosaur. So you take your hand and instead of these being the feathers, it's like
the spikes.
The spikes, and then I'd add a tail.
Nice. What's your favorite Thanksgiving song?
I didn't know there was one. I thought it was going to be like a stump thing, and we would all laugh and go, ha, ha, ha. And then Emily pulled out this Mr. Turkey song. So that was strong move.
I guess that's
strong
all of our
move.
favorite Thanksgiving songs now.
There you go.
Because I don't know any others.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I have two.
Let's hear it.
My mom's sausage stuffing, and yes, it's stuffing and not dressing. And your mom's shrimp melton dressing.
Did you see how much she made?
A ton.
It's a ton. And she
For a
used
very intimate gathering.
For just the four of us.
she used Dave's Killer Bread for the breadcrumbs.
I saw that.
That's awesome. Sarah?
That's tough. I do like my aunt's sweet potatoes, but as I've gotten older, like I can't have a lot of them.
Right.
Like, that's
The
my
sweet-
dessert.
Did they have marshmallows on top?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
I opt for that as dessert because I'm not a big pie person.
Oh, I love pie too.
So
one heard you.
that's been a good adjustment for me.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I mean, I hate to sound super bougie, but I made y'all this salad this weekend.
That was
Like,
good.
Anything with like squash.
Explain your salad for the listeners.
Salad was mixed greens, red
Bradley's
onion.
favorite.
Yeah. I was making it and I was like, too bad. I was like, I like it.
You know who didn't eat any of that salad this weekend? This guy.
That guy. I was like, I'm not getting a separate thing of romaine for this
For
dude.
Bradley, right?
Mixed
I ate all
greens,
the grilled artichokes,
red
though.
onion. I cubed some butternut squash and roasted it in rosemary. Dried cranberries, homemade candied pecans, and ended up with feta. Goat cheese is a little bit better.
Okay, so I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you watched me eat it, but I fully intended on putting some dressing on it because you had the dressing on the side. And then I ate all of it and I was like, oh, I forgot the dressing, but it totally didn't need any.
Yeah, you don't need it. And I get like a fig dressing to go on it. I like something I didn't start doing. I was actually at Rum House. The Rum House salad has sweet potatoes in it. And I was like, oh, you can add like starchy carbs to salads.
Yeah.
That's a thing. So in
Yeah.
the fall, I like to add sweet potatoes and butternut squash to my salads.
I feel like I did that one time and you looked at me like I was nuts.
Probably.
Just try
That'd be
it.
different
It's
now.
so good.
I actually love
He's
shrimp.
evolved.
I love shrimp melton too. It's the best. And I actually love turkey. So that's that. And I love the dark meat with the skin. But some people suck at cooking turkeys. So like if you're one of those persons, I'm not in it. If you dry the turkey out, I'm not in. But I'm going to smoke my turkey this year.
Are you
Haven't done
nervous about
yet.
that?
No, I'm super
The first
excited.
time and we're doing it on Thanksgiving. So if it sucks, Thanksgiving
I
is
have a
ruined.
second turkey if we need to.
I don't know if you were around when I was saying this the other day. My friend Kat, I was at her house a few years ago. It was for the Saints game after Thanksgiving. Like we played on Sunday, I think. And they had just had an extra turkey because they'd had so many people over at their house for Thanksgiving. They fried it, but in crab boil.
Ooh.
And it was real good.
Oh, that reminds me. I think I'm going to brine it in crab boil.
Yeah.
Will it be spicy for the kids?
No, it shouldn't be.
I don't remember. It was just delicious. Like I was like, this is a new experience.
My mom cooks turkeys in a bag. They always come out really good.
Okay. So this is with that being said, a Rue Fitness podcast. This is our Thanksgiving edition. We'll make it quick. We have Miss Emily Schneller with us. We have Miss Sarah Altabello with us, and I am Bradley Schneller. No titles today. You guys know who we are. We'll save the titles for another time. But we want to be to the point and get you guys prepped 24 hours prior to. So today's podcast is all about your Thanksgiving plan, how you should approach it without feeling like death after.
And the holidays in general, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, holidays in general. Yeah.
I mean, Thanksgiving's just the kickoff, but everything we talk about today can apply to the next 5-6 weeks of your life.
Yeah. So what is like in the past? And I mean, we've had a plan the last couple of years, but before that, like what would you feel like after a holiday meal?
Oh, I was just gross, like super lethargic and tired, and yeah, like watching my dad fall asleep on the couch next to my uncle who's got his pants unbuttoned. Like that was how I felt inside.
What did do you remember, like, what were your habits eating wise?
I think what a lot of people have in general, and that's to be polite, you got something that if somebody brought a dish, you tried some of it, whether you wanted to or not. You put something of a little bit of everything on your plate, and then you also finished all of it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I never had the polite thing. Like,
Shocker.
it's a joke in my family that my mom has to make like 6 different kinds of potatoes.
It's nuts. There's so much food for like 10 people. It blows my
because
mind.
everybody has like their favorite kind. So she makes like sweet potatoes, like sweet potato casserole for my brother-in-law. She makes regular like savory
gosh,
sweet potatoes.
no.
She makes mashed potatoes for me, and then cheesy potatoes for my sister. And I think all of them are gross except for the one kinds that.
So
she
our
makes for
Thanksgiving
me.
plans.
So I don't have any of that on my plate.
Our Thanksgiving plans this year got canceled due to COVID. Thanks, COVID. But I think one of the rules we should do for your family the next time we're with them for Thanksgiving is like the bottom 5 dishes that had the least amount taken, just cut from the rotation
I
next
mean,
year.
that's fair.
Sorry. Like, we need to have less food.
Yeah. In terms of habits, probably drinking too much and too much dessert. Probably
Yeah.
in years past.
For me, I always approached in the past, way past. I approached it like it was my job. Like I felt like I showed up to Thanksgiving with the
You
fork in my
trained for this
pocket. Yeah,
moment.
like this is what you've been waiting for.
Wearing your turkey pants.
Right,
your
you got my
stretchy
turkey pants on. I got the fork in my pocket, ready to go. Let's bring it. And if you have that mentality, like rolling into Thanksgiving, you're in for a world of hurt.
If I ever had Thanksgiving dinner with someone that brought their own fork, I'm eating like in the other room. Like I don't want to be around that situation. I don't trust it.
You never know. You never know what dish might pop up. Oh, thanks. Boom. So it would be like, and then I felt like I was a pig at the trough.
Yeah.
Just going to town on some plates. And it's like, let's eat as much as we can, as fast as we can, Joey Chestnut style.
So it stays hot. So it's hot when you eat it.
Well, I think there's all.
That's a joke.
I said, Emily asked me, because one of my biggest problems is I eat super fast. And she said, why do you think? Always asking why. Why do you think you eat super fast? And I said, because it is most enjoyable right now while it's hot.
Oh, that's not even what I was referring to. Your biggest problem with my family at Thanksgiving is how long
that's
it
damn
takes
sure.
for everybody to like create their
Yeah.
plate and say a prayer or whatever. And by the time everybody sits down, like all 15 of us, probably is like, great, everything's cold.
It is. It's freaking
That's
cold.
true.
Like there's food everywhere. The dishwashing process takes like 2 hours post Thanksgiving meal at Emily's mom's house. Okay. But literally there's 15 dishes for less than 15 people. I'm not even joking. Okay. And then it's like, let's put out one by one. But no one wants to be rude, and they want to be as nice as possible. So no one grabs a fucking plate, okay? And so everybody's just kind of staring at the food for 25 fucking minutes, and then we got to say a prayer that's like 25 minutes long, and then an hour later we eat. Of course, the food's gonna be cold.
Okay. Soapbox.
So I'm the asshole, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna grab a plate. Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all doing the prayer? I'll put my fork down for a second.
It's true.
That's that. All right. So we're talking about today how to avoid all that shit. Well, you might not be able to avoid a family situation like that, but how to avoid feeling like ass after a holiday meal
Yeah.
or a holiday party. So what we got?
I I think that one thing that you can do is bring a food that is supportive of your goals, whether it's to Thanksgiving dinner or a random holiday party. If it's a potluck, like you can be at least in control of the ingredients in one thing and bring a salad like Sarah talked about. Like you can get creative with ingredients, make really delicious food. There's all sorts of recipes online where you can get creative and bring something that you can partake in wholeheartedly.
Yeah, this is something you brought up in the Stacked group, and I didn't even realize I had done it last year, but that's totally why I did it. Like I wanted something.
You wanted a green vegetable and make you feel good. Yeah.
And like not smothered in like cream of mushroom or
Yes.
whatever. like just green.
Fresh.
Not smothered in 120 grams of fat.
And I was like, this fits. No one else is doing this. Like, sure, this works. If nothing else, I will take the bowl, bring it to my spot, and eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can take the little bit better approach too with your dish that you're bringing, like your mom did. You know,
Yeah, she did.
She makes shrimp melon dressing every year, and this year she made her own breadcrumbs with using Dave's Killer Bread, so higher on the protein content. And
Lesser ingredients.
yeah.
And she's proud of herself.
She's
too.
super proud of herself.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. Sorry, I brain farted there for a second.
That's okay. I forgive
Dang.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard when you come off of your soapbox to remember.
Yeah. Also, like we both exercised this morning.
Yeah, it's weird.
So a
three
couple
of
hours.
us did.
All three. Well,
I'm
you
having
kind
a
of
time.
did.
Damn.
Okay.
You lifted. I'm messing.
I
I'm
lifted and
messing.
I did banded stuff.
Oh, good.
That's all Gerald does.
Good. No, he does. He does push-ups with tires on his back with all four limbs on med balls.
We could do a whole nother podcast on that.
Yeah. So one of the approaches that I like is treating it like any other meal. Like it's just your normal meal. Eat to 80% full. You can eat to 80% full again an hour later if you're still hungry, and then again later if you're still hungry. But if you treat it like that, you're not gonna be dead inside 2
Yeah.
hours later.
And leftovers is one of the best things about Thanksgiving. So like just eat until you feel satisfied and no more.
So I was a rebel last year. My mom she sets the table. It's the charger. So just like the decorative giant plate that you are not supposed to eat on.
Oh, that's what y'all eat on?
No, inevitably,
Okay.
like one of my uncles like uses the charger multiple times to fill up his
My
plate.
grandfather one time it bit into a plastic apple.
Okay.
So it's this like giant
thing.
plate, and then your normal size dinner plate, and then the salad plate on top. Like it's a very formal setting. So last year, I nixed my dinner plate and I filled up my salad plate, and I like loaded it up with just the things I wanted to eat, and like I ate it. I talked with my family, and then I did get a little bit more, but it for me just
Using the smaller
using
plate.
the smaller plate, I didn't end up overeating.
It's a great
And
tip.
that was really helpful.
I like it.
And it looked really satisfying too. Like it was a very full plate.
yeah, just a smaller one.
Yeah.
Also, I would say eat for yourself, not anyone else. So, you do not have to eat every person's dish.
Yeah.
If there's 15 of them there, you could just eat what's appealing to you as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, looping back to what you started with eating to 80% full and treating it like a normal meal. I mean, that's my advice for any event, especially one that's in the afternoon or the evening, not to like starve yourself beforehand, because you're going to get there and you are going to be hungrier than usual. So chances are that you are not going to take the time to listen to your fullness cues.
Don't take the Joey Tribbiani approach to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Yep, thought so. Let me
Was
make sure I
it?
hear it right.
Meat, good. Jam, good. Gravy, good. Whatever it is.
Another one is eat how you normally eat leading up to Thanksgiving meal. So
Yeah.
I think this was one Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. This
Brought
is
up.
one of Sarah's big ones.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. And like, like last year I woke up, I had a breakfast with like eggs and toast and fruit. And after working out, like I had a totally normal morning. And I think then I ended up I didn't track my lunch by any means, but I think I ended up eating something that would have been like calorically and from a macro breakdown pretty similar to what I would have eaten anyway. Because I I was feeling good. Like I went into Thanksgiving lunch feeling really good, and I wanted to leave feeling really good.
So, speaking of which, this Thanksgiving, because it's a pared down Thanksgiving, there's a lot of us just meeting with our nuclear families. I decided that I'm going to track my entire Thanksgiving meal, wine, everything, dessert, all that stuff. And so I gave myself a 3,300. I normally eat 2,500, 2,580 calories a day. I'm going to give myself a 3,300 caloric ceiling.
So you can have a piece of pumpkin cheesecake.
I can have a piece of pumpkin cheesecake and half a bottle of wine.
Cheesecake was at my house. I'd eat
Right.
that.
But so what I'm going to do is I'm choosing another day. It's probably going to be tomorrow. Maybe today. I don't know. Where I eat 1,000 and 1,800 calories. So to balance the difference, okay? And just pick one day, not try to do it over multiple days,
Right.
one day. But I still am going to keep my protein target at the normal one that day.
Yeah.
So my muscle growth stays there. I still stay in that fat burning mode. But the total calories is balanced between the 2 days.
Yeah. So you're in a deficit one day and a surplus another
Yeah.
day. So
Which,
you can eat pumpkin
again,
cheesecake,
you don't want to
hashtag
play.
balance.
You don't want to play macro or calorie Tetris throughout the week, but in special situations like this, or where you're going to be facing a situation where you just want to eat more calories because things taste good, this is a good plan to have.
Yeah, and I mean, what you are doing is really thought out and intentional. Then what a lot of people, their approach is to eat light like all week, or like the day before, day of, eat nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where you get into a sticky situation.
Yeah.
And then once you have that meal, I think kind of once Thanksgiving happens, for a lot of us, it's like the Band-Aid's been ripped off and it's officially the holidays. And you're buckling up for like 6 weeks of, I mean, usually this year's a little weird, parties and gatherings and get-togethers and eating out. And so it's like Thanksgiving is where, like, if you start and you go in and it's a free-for-all, it's really hard to slow that down.
Yeah. I think one of the things that you bring up as a good point, though, is to have a plan and say it out loud and get some accountability for that plan. And it can be anything. So we have a private Facebook group for Stacked. And we have a thread where everybody is just saying, this is my plan for Thanksgiving Day. And it's everything from I'm going to make sure to drink a glass of water in between glasses of wine, to no alcohol at all, to I'm going to make half my plate turkey and get a little less of the casseroles. And I think that you can have that approach and just consider what you normally do. How can I make that a little bit better? Maybe you don't go back for seconds. Maybe you skip the hors d'oeuvre course of Thanksgiving and just stick to the dinner. So lots of things that you can do to make it a little bit better. But I think having a plan and saying it out loud is key to sticking to it.
Yeah, and I'll say it. That's been something I'm asking all of my clients to do. What is your plan? Like day of.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge.
Yeah, just be relentless on it. Don't let someone else sabotage your plan. You say yes to your plan. Don't let someone else derail it.
We can do a whole podcast on that.
Guilt
but
trips.
Yeah, guilt trips and people commenting on what you're eating. Just remember, it's not about you. It's about them. Just stick to your plan.
Yep.
Your coaches in your corner or your friend or whoever you told.
I like it. All right. Let's end with this. Unless we have any more tips and tricks. I think that's pretty much handles most of it.
No, and I think the last big thing we didn't talk about was alcohol. But like you said, some people are opting to not drink or drinking water in between glasses of wine or whatever, just so that you're staying hydrated.
So I have one client, private coaching client, that her plan was to drink because most of the time, Thanksgiving Day can turn into a whole weekend of shitty eating, right? So her plan, and drinking, but her plan, especially if you live in New Orleans, who used to go to Pato's the night before? Guilty. If you used to hang out at Pato's, or no, it was a Superior Grill block party the night before Thanksgiving. Pato's was Christmas night.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. If you did that, if you went to the Superior Grill block party back in the day, holla. But anyway, it could turn into a whole weekend shit show of drinking and eating. So she is limiting. She's giving herself a total number of drinks for the week, and if she hits it on Thanksgiving, that's it. It's over with. And if she has some left over, she'll drink it on the weekend, but that's kind of her plan. I like that plan in terms of alcohol. I also came up with this plan, which is decide how many calories you want to drink in alcohol for the week. And then when you hit that caloric intake of alcohol, you're done.
Yeah.
Whether that's Thanksgiving Day or Thanksgiving Day plus Friday.
And that's
whatever.
good too, because like spiked eggnog is not the same number of calories as a vodka soda.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, this is all weird to me still. Like, I'm 30 now, but like my family, they're not big drinkers for Thanksgiving. Like 2 or 3 people have a glass of wine and that's it. So it's all about the food and seeing Santa at the end of the Macy's Day Parade.
My family gets litty. There is a lot of bottles of wine that we go through after dinner drinks, but there are sports played after.
Yeah.
That was fun last year.
Yeah.
We went and
they
had.
built a house on that lot. Though.
Yeah, so
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because my parents, the lot next door to them was empty for years. So
Yeah.
we would play on that.
shout out to Lauren and David. They had an empty lot around the corner. We went. He had David set up a whole like field day post Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And we went and played a bunch of sports and stuff. I had music out there. It was fun.
I mean, that's another tip too, to just make yourself feel better. Like incorporate some sort of activity either before or after dinner, even just a walk around the neighborhood.
I feel like you mentioned
Yeah, we should
Bradley
do a
last
walk.
year, like they got everyone up and it was like, okay, post dinner stroll.
Yeah.
And everybody got up and walked together.
Should we talk about Underbergs?
you can.
Like,
I thought that's where you were going to go.
well, you're a little bit more knowledgeable about
No,
it. so-
I'm not.
So Underberg is a digestif, and it tastes nasty.
It tastes like licorice.
But it's like a
like
little
shoot
shot of licorice drink. But if your stomach is jacked up and you have one of these, ooh, I'm telling you.
But hopefully we're just going to avoid needing
Yeah, you don't avoid that. You don't want
You just don't want to
to. You don't want to use that. Also, like, here's the problem with an Underberg. Like, you eat, you feel terrible. You drink one of those. 2 hours later, you're like, let's roll. More food.
more food.
More food. So
It reminds me of the pill that they took in the Hunger Games, all the rich people. Like they take a pill
yeah.
so they can eat more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot about
thanks.
that. It's time to rewatch all
And
the
I
Hunger
love
Games.
to eat, but like, no, thank you.
Yeah. So let's end on this. Least favorite Thanksgiving dish?
The cheesy potatoes. Sick.
I'm really not big on the
So weird that you
the
don't
green
like that.
bean casserole.
Yeah.
I'm not a big casserole person in general.
I'm not a big casserole person either. I don't know, a bowl of fruit?
Mixed green salad.
Mixed green salad? I'm
You're
out on? Fuck. I mean, I'll
At
eat a
least
lot
I
of
didn't
things.
put friggin' cucumber in it.
Yeah, that would have been worse.
that would have been way
You
bad.
just didn't
so.
eat it. If I'd done that, you would have been gagging.
All right. If you're listening to this and you feel like Thanksgiving was it for you and you need a fresh start after, you can hit us up with some private or free nutrition consult.
I was telling Bradley yesterday, I'm super proud of everybody because I have 4 nutrition consultations the week of Thanksgiving. Like I have 4 people interested in nutrition coaching starting this week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I say
awesome
don't
job,
wait.
people.
Get your plan
Yeah,
going
you don't
now.
need to wait.
So there are people that wait and there are people that do.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Boom.
All right. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. 5-star ratings. Kind words only. Tell a friend. We love you. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.